Hey, what is up, everybody? Connor Everything back with more Advanced Wars by Web content. I teased this game in my last video. I said that there's a certain unit that gets built that I have come to despise, and we will talk about that unit when we get there, or you can just hit the backspace button and look at the thumbnail, because it's that unit. Yes, that unit comes into play this game. Do I make it? Does he make it? I don't know. I'm pretty sure I already teased this, but if you didn't hear the teaser, I'll keep it a mystery. Now, does that unit make an impact? We will have to see. But this game is not a game that you guys are going to want to miss. This game has, clashes of huge armies, multiple front switches, changes in the lead. Nobody knows who's going to win up until the very, very end. So you're going to want to stay tuned for this. We have BaseCon 1997, that's me, versus Trickster on Grit. Now you might be thinking, Connor, if this is a tier 1 matchup, why are you playing Max? Why wouldn't you play Von Bolt or Hawk or Sturm? Well, this is actually a tier 2 matchup, and Grit was allowed on this map. And taking a preliminary peek at this map, it's not the worst place to be for Grit players, right? For Grit, right? He's got these two forests up here. Huge area of coverage with just artilleries. Then you have these two factories right here that can actually produce rockets, and these rockets can take their 5 move on roads. And then so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then suddenly you have a rocket in this bush, and this whole area is nullified. That is, if you do have infantry blocking. This, of course, is a problem. This map is called Struggle Grindin' V2. Perhaps it is that maybe people think that Grit struggles because there's only 2 factories. If you're building 2 artillery per turn, you don't have enough time to build infantry to block for them or other units to block for them. And Grit's battlecopters hit for 20% less damage. So this airport, his battlecopters are still going to be important, but slamming into max battlecopters who have plus 20% attack on them, that's going to be difficult. So Grit's only path to victory here is massive artillery armies that will shut down my max pushes and then eliminate my units that are walled up against his. Now, who comes out the victor? Nobody knows, but I can guarantee you that this game gets pretty freaking tense, guys. So let's talk about the COs. Why could this get tense? Well, we kind of have the polar opposite COs, right? We have Grit. Indirect units have +1 range. I mean, come on, that's crazy already. And gain plus 20% attack. I mean, that's the zoning you can do with your opponents on Grit is absolutely absurd. I mean, it's just absurd. Now, add in Fog, where you don't know where these units are, and suddenly you're getting off-screened and you have no idea where they are, especially if you can hide them successfully in woods. Then Grit has kind of a downfall. He needs recons. He needs vision in order to even shoot with his artillery, and artillery only have 1 vision. So it makes total sense. I guess that's not what I'm trying to say. Not it makes total sense, but as Grit, you need to be building recons. And it makes sense for me as Max to take out his recons, take out his vision, rendering his artillery units, which he wants to spam, useless. His CO power for 3 stars, he gets snipe attack. Units gain an additional range, and their attack is increased to 40%. So plus 20% boost from going from 20 to 40, and then plus 10% boost from any time you pop a CO power in Advanced Wars, you get a 10% boost to attack and defense. So he's actually getting a plus an additional 30%, right? He goes to 40, but he actually goes to 50, right? He gets an additional 10% for only 3 stars. Then we have a Super CO 6-star Super Snipe. Indirect units gain +2 range. and their attack is increased to 40%. So you'll notice, if you don't absolutely need the extra range, you really shouldn't be popping Super Snipe. It does not give you additional attack. So, what would you rather have realistically? 2 snipe attacks or 1 Super Snipe? That's not how it works. Their CO power fall off in this game. If you pop your CO when you have all 3 stars, you won't start with 3 stars your next turn. You'll start with a little bit less. So, there is a little bit of a penalty, but you'd still probably are better off popping 2 snipe attacks in a row. Okay, that's Grit. Let's move on to Max. He's one of my most played tier 2s. I don't like Olaf, and I cannot figure out Eagle. I am horrible with Eagle. So Max's direct units gain plus 20% attack just as a day-to-day. Indirect units lose 10% attack and 1 range. So this is what I mean when we say opposites. We have the range specialist versus the person who never builds ranged units. His CO power, max force, direct units gain plus 1 movement, huge for 3 stars, and their attack increases to 30%. It actually increases to 40% because of the CO pop bonus. Super CO power, max blast, direct units gain plus 2 movement, and their attack is increased to 50%. So for 3 more stars, you get an extra 20% than you would if you would just pop your CO power, and you get an extra movement. So, of course, there's plenty of room to pop both max force and max blast. Just a great CO. So let's talk a little bit more strategy before we get into it. In the past, I've had success shutting down Grits by simply slamming into them as hard as I can off the rip. You do not want to let Grit get set up. You do not want to let him get that huge line of indirects set up so when you do slam into him, you just get shelled and you lose the game. You want to be proactive against Grit. Now, do I do that this game? We will see. I'm just telling you the correct advice. Do as I say, not as I do, right? Okay, right. And then if you're Grit, I don't really know a good strategy for Grit. When I played him, I have almost never played him successfully. I'd imagine, you really just want to get vision out early and then protect that vision and pump out artilleries behind it. Your battlecopters and every other unit is hitting for minus 20%. So, your indirects are going to be what wins you the game. Moving up this wall of indirects and infantry with only two bases, though, how many turns can you afford to forego an artillery for an infantry? We will see. All right, guys, let's go. Trickster versus Basecon 1997, Grit versus Max. I already fixed this. Why do I have to fix it again? There we go. Units facing left. And in a shock to nobody, both players open up with an infantry. So we will both kind of go down and across this river and immediately start capping properties. This is a satisfying map to me. I like playing on this map because you can immediately start capping buildings and building up your income. You start building up your income early, the earlier fun units like tanks and recons can start coming out, and the sooner the game starts. So we already have our first artillery from Trickster. He runs that out here. He gets a nice recon behind it. He's in business. He's locked down this entire area. I mean, seriously, this is incorrect, by the way. A artillery in this bush will cover this building, and then he's got this building down here. So, just good. Perhaps a smart early game opener from Trickster. Meanwhile, I'm more of a recon lad. Max's recons are direct units. They are very, very good. Do not sleep on Max recons. Build them. No vision for Trickster. Just 2 artilleries off rip. Bold move Cotton. Let's see if that pays off for him. And a nice map for recons is you can take almost max movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can take max movement with a recon. Shuttle it out and get some vision, get some intel, and definitely deny some properties with max recons. In the meantime, I'm trying really, really hard to not. If I can't purchase a tank after the turn I purchase a recon, I don't buy a recon. I like backing up my recons with tanks. Sometimes you got to take risks, do crazier things, just send out an early game recon without backup. That can really, really pay off in certain maps. But in a close quarters map like this, I'm kind of expecting a little bit of pushback early. And I'll tell you what I was really expecting early, quite frankly. I was expecting at least a grit tank before a grit artillery. You still have to build tanks as grit. You really still do. It's for wall breaking, and cleaning up stragglers. They're still decent, and they still hit other low health tanks well. And you have to build them. But the arty spam is nuts out of Trickster. We'll just have to see what he can do to counter me here. So here we go. Instead of a recon up here, I just immediately go into tank mode. And Trickster doing a good job of capping properties. He's on his comm tower before me, and he's got more income before me, but that's subject to change here. I'm about to capture 4 properties next turn, so I will definitely have an income advantage with Chief 4 went to get this comm tower here. So look at this. A good map for grit. I'm surprised he's allowed in tier 2, right? I mean this coverage, right? And this is true grit artillery right here, right? Look at this coverage here and look at this coverage here. I mean this is crazy, and he's got backup here. I mean, already he's got control of the map now. But as you see, if I had an infantry right here, which he knows I doesn't because it's too early for me to have an infantry right here, or I suppose it's not because he sure as hell does. Oh no, he doesn't. This would be the matching. You know, he's got it locked down. He's got it locked down if he has vision. Now, where's his vision? Right here. He finally builds a recon. I suppose it doesn't really matter. You might as well get these artillery set up and then go recon. So I see this infantry right here. I do not want to engage it because I'm afraid that it has a tank a backup tank. So if I can't interrupt a property capture, taking this engagement would be not very smart. So I move it in here. It doesn't have the vision. It does not have the. I'm not sure what there's. Oh yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this is bugged. It does not have the vision. It can only see here and here. So it didn't see me drive in. Realistically, it'll probably get trapped next turn, and then I will be shelled. And I won't die, but I'll take a lot of damage because this one is not reaching me yet. So was that smart of a move? I figured even if he reveals me, I won't die. So I'll maintain vision and then drop back with the vision. So not the worst move ever. And max battlecopter's so good. You want to get them on the field, and if you can get them early and surprise your opponent, they can get a couple turns of damage in before the anti-air come rolling in. So you gotta get max B-copters on the field as soon as possible. And look at this coverage, right? This is incorrect. They have one more. This is correct, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, they're both correct. Okay, they're both correct. I mean, crazy good coverage down here, right? So that's the power of grit, man. And then look, right? So I'm right. I know I don't die. And look, I mean, it's definitely kind of a gripe I have against grit as a champ. Or Grit as a CO, right? He is one of the most unfun COs to play against, right? Because me, Max, to do my damage, I have to purchase $7,000 tanks. He has to purchase $6,000 artilleries, and they hit harder than my tanks. All he has to do is back him up with anti-air, and I can do nothing. And this is spamming. You know, this is when you go up against your little brother in Wii boxing, and you're actually, you know, you're 10 and he's 6, and you're actually trying to use strategy and dodge out of the way, and he's just doing this with the Wiimote and nunchuck, right? He's just doing this with the Wiimote and nunchuck, and he knocks you out, and you say you're cheating, you're doing it the cheap way, and your dad looks at you and goes, "Kid, like, shut up, stop bullying your little brother. What do you mean the cheap way? He literally just beat you. Sit down and take your L," and then you feel bad about it, but you still try to beat him anyway. Anyway, it's my turn. We push out tanks. So right, I mean, this was just stupid, right? I mean, this was a stupid thing that I did because I didn't watch the replay, right? No. Even if I didn't watch the replay, I should have known how this got damaged. I should have known how this got damaged. So to drive a tank into voring distance, I mean, stupid, right? He doesn't have vision, but he's about to. And then I know I can two-shot this on a... Oh, wow, the two-shot does not go. And I should have taken the engagement from the grass first to have more defense. Man, and I don't even have my comm tower yet. I mean, this is a tough early game to watch for sure. But stay with me. Like I said, armies come out. And then it's, you know, this infantry would take forever to get to the front line. Why not build a B-copter, and then I can actually start ferrying infantry very quickly where I need them. Because when you build a 2-base map and you run out of infantry, you need something to get the infantry where they got to go. Because if you win on a front and they are forced to retreat, you have to have infantry available to capture their properties. Otherwise, you didn't win on that front. You just damaged them, and they backed up and started licking their wounds. So here we go. He'll clean up my infantry there. Look, he doesn't have vision of this yet. I don't think he's watching the replay viewer, because if he was, he would have saved this shot for my tank without a doubt. So that was a big blunder on him. This is low elo, okay, guys? This is low elo. This is what happens when... And then, look, finally, I get what I fucking deserve. To quote the Joker, and then I get shot in the back of the head, and look, I mean, I can say this, my wife had it, I mean, this is just cancer. I mean, this is cancer. This is disgusting to play against, but keep in mind, he's got one vision, and then look at, I mean, take a look at his vision, right? This goes away. What does he have? He has forward units that can be cleaned up. No vision over here. He can slam infantry into me, but once I clean his infantry up, he's got to make more infantry, and he has no vision, so... annoying. This could be devastating. Not the worst thing ever, quite frankly. I'm a little bit concerned of a anti-air, so I'm a little cautious with my battlecopter, waiting for the right time to go in. I didn't have a target, so I'm just going to wait. Of course, I should have captured that to start my turn, but this is low elo. What do you expect? So I drop back. I attempt to capture this again. I shouldn't have done that. I mean, I don't know why I did that. That was stupid of me. Guys, I promise you, this game gets better. I literally promise you this game gets better. Do not click away. I mean, yeah, this is ugly. I'm definitely throwing away valuable units. Can't throw away infantry here. Although, I'm at this sweet spot, right? 17,000 income, right? With no repairs, I can produce a battlecopter, a tank, and an infantry every turn. The battlecopters can take care of other battlecopters. I do have to fly them south, so I don't necessarily need anti-air. And then I always have infantry on hand. So this is a good place to be, and I'm poised to capture more. So income-wise, I'm looking pretty good. He realizes max battlecopters are coming, but really stupid, right? My airport is up here. Why would you build an anti-air down here? Not smart at all. Okay, I drive in just to grab some vision, and then look, right? I mean, I am in the danger zone, and my vision is now gone. But I've crippled his capture game. I've crippled his infantry. It is important to do that. Definitely want to keep this in here to maintain vision. Although they might walk a unit into it and clean it up anyway. I keep my tank in here to maintain vision and plug up a forest. So yeah, I've kind of seceded this area down here. He's got too much going on. I need to realize that he might be building a battlecopter sooner than later and purchase a anti-air of my own. So he's got this, like, this is great. He's got one recon grabbing vision, and what did I say in early game? He's locked down this property. He's even locked down this property. So, this, I mean, I'm already in a rough start because I started slamming units into him, over and over again, thinking something would change, and finally, he actually does build an anti-air up here, and now I'm in trouble. I do have 2 tanks, though, that will easily clean up that anti-air. I get myself trapped. I can one-shot this. I do. His vision is gone. I mean, his vision is gone just like that. Let's move in, and let's start cleaning some shit up here. I don't quite capitalize on it. These are going to get shelled. And like I said, 6,000 units, 7,000 units. But I have 2 battlecopters in the area that these can't touch, but this can. And with my tanks gone, they have free range. So I mean, this is about to get pretty fucking ugly. Like, this is about to get ugly, guys. This is actually, I seriously had no idea just how poorly I played this match in the early game. And then look, okay, talking about me playing poorly, you know that there's a tank here. Drop this infantry back, get vision of the tank, and shoot on it. I thought I was fucking cooked. And you know, it's like he can do that and then plug this up, but I have vision all the way around. I can take a clean shot at this, and then my man, I'm lucky he played this so poorly. I don't know what else to say. This game would not have gone on at least as long as it did. You know, me playing this poorly early explains a lot of things. The game would not have gone on this long had he not also been playing very poorly. That was very stupid of him. And here comes a max force. I pop it for the damage, maybe the movement. Let's see what I can get done here. Come all the way around. Boom. It's useless. Now this sector is mine right here, right? I can one-shot infantry. The infantry, unfortunately, don't get a boost. They only get a 10% boost to attack and defense. So here we go. He's got to build a another anti-air. In fact, he should have, knowing that I was going to hit it. That was really another really bad move from him. And here I just, you know, drive shit into the meat grinder. That was really stupid. I don't know what else to say. That like this is really crazy dumb. I don't even know what I got for it down here. What did I get? Okay, I cleaned up his vision. Always like that. And then I figure if I clean up more of his vision, then he won't be able to shoot on me next turn, which is correct. All he can see is this recon and this infantry, and knowing him, he'll probably blast away at these before he moves the battlecopter, and my tank will get off scot-free. Knowing how he's played so far, which is, you know, kind of poorly when it comes to decisions like this. Drop this back to pick up my infantry next turn, and what does he do? What did I say? What did I say? I mean, he knew that there was a tank there. This is not watching the replay viewer. He could have driven his battlecopter into... Now, maybe he didn't want to drive his battlecopter there because he thought I had a anti-air in the area. That is a totally legit concern here. So what does he do? Drives it into my... Look, that's minus 20%... minus 20% attack and plus 10%. So we'll go plus 10% attack on a grit anti-air. Only does 2 damage because I actually have a defense boost from this. This is still fully operational. It can get a lot of shit done. He's forced to full retreat and lick his wounds. Keep in mind, this is all because he did not get vision and hit my tank. It is all because of that. If he did that, I would not have been able to damage his anti-air. And quite frankly, this game might be just fucking over. I mean, it might have been over right there had he just gotten vision of that tank and hit it with an anti-air. Or sorry, artillery. That's all he had to do. This anti-air is useless. What is it going to do? Attack tanks? I'm not going to have a battlecopter down here. I mean, it's good to just have, but at the same time, it's pretty useless. Finally, he realizes what he needs to build, and he comes out with another B-copter. You know... Grit B-copters, of course, they hit for less, but they're still a good head-to-head option for a tank. Nay, a great head-to-head option for a tank. And look, I can totally clean this up. If he comes in with one anti-air and cleans up, you know, I'm booling. I'm fine with that. And here I go. I'm getting a little antsy here, and then I realize, oh shit, I wanted to get vision of that. And now I can come in with this tank and maybe take a shot, but I also don't want to. Okay, yeah, so. Move and take a shot with that tank, realize, okay, well, that's dead, but I guess I did a little damage, not worth it. And I mean, yeah, is this really worth it? I think it's just something that has to be done. Like you have to, I know this costs more, and I know this is probably going to get torn up, but you have to damage his line, otherwise he'll have time to really set up and really do what he wants. So he pops his snipe attack, which is just his power. He does it for the damage boost. He's not going to get a lot of value out of this. He'll get a decent interrupt there. He won't be able to full interrupt. Gets himself, like I said, he's using this for vision now because he doesn't have vision. I'm fucked over here though. I don't have a tank. I need a tank desperately. So I'll have to retreat next turn. And cleans up a lot of my units. He's up in units. He's up in unit value, and he hasn't bought yet. This has everything to do with my early game not watching the replay viewer. It just has everything to do with that. So more anti-air for Trickster. This is very much needed. Very, very much needed. So I drive this in to get some vision. I figure he doesn't have anti-air in this area. And I'm absolutely correct. I can come, and unfortunately, this will reach my battlecopter if I decide to strike that. So I actually do send a battlecopter to the south. Try to catch him off guard. It's not really going to work because this, which I was talking shit about, is actually going to come in total handy. So I have to retreat, but look, I have infantry on hand. I've cleaned out this area. If he drives this up here, I'm going to hit it hard with my tank next turn. He's going to lose out on a lot all for one property, or he's going to give me this property next turn. I will take this property next turn without a doubt. And look at his vision. He has none. This is where I'd put my vision if I had some, and I'm poised to capture this and flip the scales even more in my favor income-wise. I mean, the only thing I really have going for me now is I'm poised to do some good income damage. Look, battlecopter on battlecopter, comm tower boosted, only does 6 damage. I fire back and do 3. I mean, that's a disgusting trait. You almost don't want to be doing that on Grit. I mean, seriously. This is still 100% an operational battlecopter. I can fire back and most likely tip the scales in my favor. So here we go. I'll get this, but I won't get this next turn. So I'll get one and not the other, but still, flipping income at this point is great until you realize who you're playing against. You flip income, Grit can totally play down income, right? His units cost 6,000, mine cost 7,000. You flip income, he's building 2 6,000 units, that's 12,000 per turn. 2 7,000 units, that's 14,000 per turn. I'm still spending more than him. So he another advantage of Grit is he can afford to go down on income. He just can. So here we go. I get a little penisy, that is to say cocky, and pop a max force here. So I can clean this up and then fly this battlecopter all the way in and get a clean shot. That might just one-shot. It does. It one-shots a Grit battlecopter. I mean, that's just absurd. And now I'm putting in work. I don't give a fuck about these. I'm a tank. What are you going to do? Now, what are you going to do? You're going to blast away at me with this artillery that I did not know you had. So I did all this work to get this tank up here, only to take out a 4 health artillery and say goodbye to it. You know, that makes baby Jesus cry. That's not good. And I get really penisy here. He has plenty of range. I'm throwing away an infantry on the front line that sits very well in this forest. So not the smartest move. I don't dare go in on this front. I know what he's got cooking, and it's fucking ugly. It's big, hairy, and pink. Okay, let's just put it that way. Look, guys, look. I am playing max. I have popped my power. I have a 10% defense boost. He is playing Grit. I do not know what to do with my hands. That is hard to look at. That is hard to watch. A full health anti-air, not one-shot a battlecopter. Wow. That is a disadvantage of. And then look, doesn't one-shot my infantry on roads. As much as, and then a very late snipe attack to do what? I mean, he's concerned about this. Oh, I see. Yeah, all right. And then he can actually snipe away with this. I don't know why he doesn't. Now he will though. Yeah, okay. So yeah, a decent snipe attack, and he'll definitely clean that up. So he turns the tides in his favor. He's now big up on unit count and unit value after taking out that tank that I just worked so hard to get up there. This all comes from not watching the replay viewer and just playing, nuts on the table. That's just kind of what I get. But I flip a property. And what does he have? He's got this down here. He'll never get. I mean, he could get this, but he needs to put a lot of resources into it. He's got 1 infantry to do it. If I hit that infantry, guess you gotta wait a million turns to get it out here. He's got a 7 health infantry and an infantry in a forest. That's it. That's all he has to capture properties. So, all that means is that I'm playing the game with getting 4,000 more than him per turn. That's huge. You know, that is actually huge. That allows me to produce big units, bombers. It allows me to produce bombers. It allows me to produce medium tanks, neo tanks. I mean, that income boost opens up the door. In the meantime, though, I don't dare go in. Build up your wall. Be smart. Okay. Now, at the same time, I'm getting nervous. I'm saying, you know, me build up a wall. That's all Grit wants to do is build up a damn wall, and he's got it. And now he's got vision coming in. Yes, he has less income than me, but we've talked about this. He doesn't necessarily need all that more income. And then, quite frankly, I'm talking Neo tanks. What happens if I get one Neo tank in this area? I one-shot one artillery. Yay! 2 artillery, clean it up next turn. That's 12,000 against 22,000. So I need an army of Neo tanks. And while I'm amassing an army of Neo tanks, he's amassing an army of artillery and rockets. So that is what is at this point in the game, I was really stressed. I was like, fuck me, I need to lay back and I need to lay low. I need to build up my units. But and here comes a bomber. I'm like, okay. The amazing thing about max bombers is that they can almost one-shot Grit anti-air. So I don't have to worry about anti-airs in the area if I can see them. And if he's got multiple, I have tanks to take all of those out. And then if his artillery fire on my tanks, so the fuck what? I got a bomber in the area. I'm gonna bomb the shit out of you. I'm gonna laser you with alien technology. And this is cancer. I mean, this is like, what do you do about this? Now the nice thing is, I'm max. Three of these bad boys are on roads. With max force, I believe I can one-shot them. With tanks in the area, that means if I break through this, I can go boom, boom, boom. I want you in my room. Let's spend the night together for now until forever. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm trying to say. That I'll get shellacked, but I will totally cripple his wall, and then he'll have to back up, and that's what you want, right? So He's playing nuts on the table here. He knows he can just keep building artillery. And here I go. I do go boom, boom, boom. Now is when I start calculating here, right? How close am I to a max force? What can I do about one-shotting this? And let's see what I decide to do here. I'm coming in. I want the world to know. Do I continue following up with these units? Not 100% sure, quite frankly. I can one-shot this infantry. Will that be enough for a max force, though? Here we go. That infantry's down. Max force is building. Not by a lot, but it is building. Poising my units for an attack on both fronts now. What will I do? I will not sacrifice this any further. I realize that this anti-air can now come hit my battlecopter. I said, you know what? I got 2 good licks in. These units are done for. That was definitely a net negative turn for me. Pops a snipe attack just for the damage. I probably would have sat on that. I probably would have sat on that. You don't need snipe attack to clean up all these units. And now look at all your artillery. Oh well, now actually that actually paid off because he was able to easily snipe that tank out of that forest. So definitely good for him. I mean, look at this. I did not realize that this game does go on for longer, but I did not realize in just how dire straits I am right now. Unit value looking okay. I got a bomber on the field that's helping me, but in a game that's, pretty much centers around unit count, I'm screwed. Now, let's remember, my unit value is so high because I have this, and I see some opportunity for shenanigans here, right? I see this anti-air. I'm rolling the dice based on his playstyle. I'm thinking this is his only anti-air in the area. I'm right. Goodbye. Good day, sir. You stole fizzy lifting drinks. So now I'm kind of getting some info here. I'm feeling like this could run wild. And I remember thinking, even if he hits me with an anti-air, I'm defense boosted, he's Grit, and I'll fire back with a max force power. So I really was not all that concerned. It's battlecopter time. Oh, and this is the other reason that I popped it, right? I have one shot on roads time. And then it turns out it doesn't one shot on roads. And the reason that I was so shocked, I was shocked when this happened. I guess shocked isn't the word. More like unbelievably pissed off is more close to what I was feeling. Why didn't this one-shot? Last turn I did the calculations and it was one-shotting. He popped his power. He gets a 10% boost and it's a 99%. So instead of getting another clean shot off on an artillery, I throw away more units and I don't go in anymore. That's all I did with that turn. But let me cook. I got a bomber up here that could do some serious damage. Yeah, I mean he'll just absolutely tear me to fucking shreds. That sucks. Yeah, and here he comes. He's just gonna blast away, but blast away at what, right? So he backs up. He builds this anti-air, and yeah, he kind of backs all the way up here. You know, units still available for attack from me for sure. Yeah, but just building the grit wall. So I'm not sure if it's this turn or the next few turns. Okay, here we go. I do something fucking crazy here. I fly this for vision to see what he made. I see he's got area here. I say fuck it. I'm going to hit this so hard that it's not going to shoot back and do anything, and I was right. So now I've nullified this for another turn. I know he doesn't have any anti-air in the area. I'm going fucking ham. Look at this. I can really come in and slam into him. And this is all because Trickster only had one anti-air in the area is the reason that I'm able to do this. That was a huge misplay. He should have been more careful. And now I'm getting a little too ballsy here. I probably should have gone for this property. But this is covered by multiple things. But I have the infantry in the area because I'm good at making and maintaining infantry. I say that as I throw this infantry into the fucking meat grinder. But you know what I'm trying to say. You get it. Okay. And I'm like, yeah, fuck it. This isn't a bush now. He's got to come find me if he wants to do it. I'll clean up an infantry. Meanwhile, on this front, I don't dare go in, back up, lick wounds, and prepare. Now, what is he going to do with this? Let's see. Builds a fighter. He does have enough for an anti-air. But now is when the fighter comes out to combat my bomber. And I did not know he built it this early. So this is what he decides to do, right? He decides to fire back with it on the base and then immediately build a new one on top of it. That's a fine move, but look at all the battlecopters I have in this area. Do you guys kind of see where this is going? Do you guys understand what's about to happen? And he's panicking. He's pulling back because he can kind of see what's about to happen to him. Blast this. I have barely enough for. I don't. I don't have enough for max force yet. Here we go. I have enough for max force. Do I pop it? I pop max force. What happens? One shot the infantry. Fly my bomber around. Battlecopter comes in. I cover up his factory, and he only has and he did build a fighter last turn. I thought he built it the turn that I did this. But I cover up his motherfucking factory. Look at that. His production is going to go into the shitter. Building a maximum of only 2 units per turn. This lets me play catch up. So, is this well played by me? I don't know. What was the gamble? And he was up by so much, I suppose I had to take the gamble. The gamble was slamming into his one-shotting his one anti-air in this forest, right? I thought, there's no way he has another anti-air. Next turn, I grab vision of the only other anti-air he has in the area, the one he just made, and I'm able to cover up his factory. He's got anti-air coming in, but I have bombers, I have tanks. Tanks are going to get hit pretty hard by artillery. But still, I have this bomber. I have lots of battlecopters. So, pretty cool situation that I'm in right now. Definitely unexpected, and he's panicking. But the mobility. Excuse me, I really got a cough. One sec. I got to mute. And I'm back. The mobility of the fighter is just so good, and the fact that he built that last turn. definitely blew my mind. I'm just seeing that for the first time. I'm definitely a little bit confused why he would even do that last turn. Just, you know, come up with more anti-air. So look, he decides to build a recon and a battle copter in his turn, and he's pushed all the way back. Meanwhile, what has happened? What has happened? Right? He's front switched. He's front switched, and I have a recon with lots of vision. I move on to his comm tower. I know that he's got one in here. I think fuck it. If I can hold this off long enough, I can totally take a two comm tower lead on Grit, which would be absolutely fucking massive. So yeah, I start kind of clogging up. You know, clogging up units here. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He will be able to reach, even though I think this has 10 move. 1, 2, 3, it's 9. So it has actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, the mobility on fighters is really cool. It's pretty cool lore-wise. I move up here. I don't know if I move on with my infantry just yet. I'm scared of a artillery in this bush. Unfortunately, there wasn't one. I probably could have done some damage. And yeah, he's able to, unfortunately, clean up my bomber. But I got 2 turns out of it, and I've been on this comm tower. He's gonna really clean up my units in the top here, and then probably start bringing his units back down. Not 100% sure what he'll do, but we'll see. But I have this APC busting out infantry as well. He actually goes Grit medium tank. Not the worst thing. Unfortunately, I see it, so I know how to counter it. And I build another bomber. So now I'm like, you know what? This is free. This is free. And I'm pretty confident he doesn't have a whole lot of units in the area, and I'm right. Time for a max force. Let's fucking clean some shit up, guys. Let's do this. This is more income for me. I officially have this property. That's huge. He's got lots of infantry up here to capture what? This? He doesn't know it. I actually have no units in this area, and I suppose he doesn't know it. But I will get this property. I will continue spamming units, you know, into the abyss, just because I have a huge advantage. So I'm saying he's got a fighter. He's got a lot of units. I'm just gonna go fighter and a max fighter versus a Grit fighter. Might damn near one shot. He does go snipe attack, though, only for these two. These are the only two things that will benefit from the snipe attack, but they'll benefit pretty bigly, you know. He also get a 10% boost to his battlecopter's attack and defense just from popping it. Here we go, 1, 2. They one-shot on roads, folks, even with my defense boost. I mean, that's Grit for you. I mean, it's crazy. Brings his fighter down here. Nothing he can do about this property. I've won. He has no infantry in the area. I know this. So I go in with that. I capture this, and I make a full retreat. Income disparity, 6,000 per turn. I'm starting to feel a little rich every turn. I'm like, damn, I am like kind of swimming in it. I wonder if I can start making some pretty crazy unorthodox units that I don't usually make. So maybe I'll take it easy this turn, buy some vision, which I desperately need, and see what we can make next turn. Okay. We push out. Yeah, he's slowly inching up. He's got good units. He's got medium tanks. They're still really good on Grit. I pull back here. I definitely don't want to get too ahead of myself, but look at my infantry presence. You know, we have a little infantry skirmish that's about to happen right here. I build a tank, and I build a battlecopter. I put my units kind of in the middle just to respond to wherever I think I really need it. He pushes up. This is a great frontline unit. He didn't necessarily have the funds to be making those, but you kind of do. You know what he doesn't have? He doesn't have a lot of artillery presence over here. So if I get a good strike force going up here, he's going to be ripped to shreds. He doesn't have artillery. He doesn't have artillery or anti-air to respond to me at all. And I got another bomber coming in. And why do I have a bomber coming in? Because I played safe with my infantry. I played smart. Now I go stealth fighter. I already have an APC on the field that can refuel it. So I'm not worried about fuel. Connor, why would you build a stealth fighter while there's an enemy fighter running around already? Aren't you worried you're going to get slammed into it? I'm not going to reveal it unless I know the location of his fighter. And even then, I have a fighter of my own that can combat it if it's out in the open. So the answer is no. I just gotta play safe. I have an APC that can keep it fueled for as long as I want. Finally moves on to a excuse me, I really gotta call. Finally moves on to start capturing a property of mine. My guess is he'll flip it, but I got 2 turns of a 6,000 income disparity, and suddenly he's got a pretty scary line again. There was some panic when I was covering up his factory, but he dealt with it pretty swiftly, and he's actually up on me in troop count and value. I haven't bought yet though, so at this point it's completely even. I will not give this up without a fight. And why don't I do this? Because I'm like, this might damn near be his only infantry up here. It is. So he's gonna hit me next turn. Oh no. Well, guess what? If I can finish this off, he won't get the income flip. I will continue to be completely filthy rich compared to him. 23,000 a turn. And I got a pretty good lineup coming in down here. He does see this. So yes, he will take me on. He will take on me. You know, if I'm not careful, I'll be gone in a day. You know, is what I'm trying to say. I think you guys understand what I'm trying to say. And yeah, I mean, great play style, right? Good play style. Just lining up these mega walls. Doesn't know I have this bomber though, and I almost have max force, and I have a recon in the area. This could get ugly for him. I think he's getting a little overzealous. Getting a little too opportunistic, if you know what I'm trying to say. So here we go. I come flying in. I'm moving my stealth fighter around. I don't want to reveal it. I don't want to get it shot down. I'm a little too nervous down here. I build another stealth fighter. I'm like, you know what? The reason I'm so pissed off at stealth fighter, people that make stealth fighters, right, is I think that they're ridiculously overpowered. The only thing that can hit them when they're in stealth is a fighter, and that costs 20,000. But I'm like, you know what? I'm sick of playing against this grim play style. I'm gonna build some units that I view as cheap as my own. I know that I'm up in income. If I can take out his fighter, I know he's going to be absolutely floundering to build another one, and that's when I can press my advantage. I have a fighter in the area. It has lots of mobility. If I can just build one, I know I can really press my advantage with an army of stealth fighters, which I can afford because I was so good at moving around my infantry around the map during the entire game. Maybe not early game, but for the rest of the game. So here we go. We got 2 armies laying in wait. I got a max force on deck. I got wall breaking power. What do? Come in. I'm so close to max force. I'll hit it here. Move in here. There's the fighter. It's in range of my of a max force fighter. I got max force stealth, max force battlecopters. It's go time. Hit it with the stealth, max force battlecopter comes in, and here comes a max force fighter. It's useless. I have a stealth fighter in this quadrant. His airport is down here. His fighter is broken. I have a stealth fighter. I have an APC on the way. I have a stealth fighter that is going to run rampant in the top half of this game, probably for the rest of the game. And I have another one on the fucking way. Moreover, I start going fucking brazy. He doesn't have that defense boost. I can actually one-shot this time. This will fall. This will be crippled. That will be crippled. This will fall. I then realize that this can actually get to me anyway, because it can just... Oh, this, you know what? This actually can't get to me unless he can wall break, which he will certainly be able to do. So my bomber will unfortunately fall. No, it won't! No, it won't! My bomber will run rampant in the bottom half. And with 1 max force, ladies and gentlemen, it didn't matter how shit that I played in the first half. I have a stealth fighter. He has a crippled fighter. He has no money. He has no way of dealing with this bomber. He pops a snipe attack. He cleans up some units. He might just take his full turn. Not 100% sure. We'll have to see here. one last dying breath. Nope, he gets himself trapped, comes around, and Trickster resigns. I've beaten the grit playstyle. Cool. So why did I showcase this match? Well, quite frankly, if I'm being 100% honest, I decided to showcase this match because I thought that I played very well. Upon further review, I didn't. I really didn't play well. Late game, I played well, right? Because I was able to successfully capture properties. He did this huge panic thing where he panicked to this part of the map to try to get this back. If he had just held off, I wouldn't have captured this property. And the income disparity would have been, pretty close together, right? I'm looking for the day that really kind of solidified it for me, right? Okay, it's this. It's so I want day. So let's go day. This is it, right? This was the day that won me the game. Trickster has one anti-air in the area, and I think I know it. So I push out. I can really hit this. I grab vision of this. I say, interesting. If I can one-shot this, which I can with max force, I don't think that there's another anti-air in the area. If there is, I'm kind of screwed, but if there isn't, I can get some serious work done. There wasn't. I one-shotted. Couple turns ahead, what happens? I cover up his base. And what does he do? And, quite frankly, he absolutely panicked. All he had to do was send an anti-air and his 9 mobility fighter up to deal with all this shit. Seriously, all you got to deal with is the bomber and the thing on this building. You deal with the bomber and the thing on this building. You build an anti-air, and I'm out of here. I'm out of here. You don't have maybe send one artillery north, but what does he do? He shifts his entire army north, allowing me to effectively swoop in to the bottom half of the map and capture this pretty much uncontested. I now have a 6,000 income lead every single turn. He has no infantry on the map poised to capture any of my properties, and I've won the game from here. So it all started because he only had one up here, and I took a big gamble. Now, is that me playing poorly? Yeah, probably. I don't know if that was the smartest move. Probably not. But it was a move that I made that won me the game. So there you go. An interesting game to watch for sure. Stealth fighters were made. Armies were stacked up and then clashed into each other. Lots of max forces, lots of snipe attacks. A cool matchup, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I played in the first round of the Smacky Cup. I have the replay. I will be sharing it with you guys, so stay tuned for that. I gotta get motivated to sit in front of my computer and make these videos. I mean, it's pretty low effort, so I don't know why I'm complaining. I really shouldn't be, but I just sit and talk and cough and yawn. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed and you want to see more, if you want to see my Smacky Cup run, at least the first game, that's a Smacky Cup 3. Tune in. Subscribe, do whatever you got to do to make sure that you watch my videos when they get dropped. All right, guys, that's all I got. Thanks.